Here we are then with our second race of the day, the Titan Beds BMB Stock 160. It's our second race of the afternoon here at Rowrah. Lining up on pole position, Ben Lucas. Alongside him, Aaron Walker. Luke Westerman is in third place, with Chris Grieve taking up fourth. On the third row of the grid, Jamie Callan is in fifth, and Phil Dickens takes up sixth place. James Mostica is in seventh, alongside Richard Bork in eighth. Behind them, Nathan Summers on the 420 bike is ninth, and Steve Booth is alongside him in 10th. Aaron Howe is 11th and has Ava Carter for company in 12th place. 13th is Mr. Jake Whitaker on the 121 bike, closely followed by the 111 bike of Jordan Grant. Daniel Shields is in 15th place, and Andrew Jones lines up 16th. Ben Nixon is 17th, and Mike Smallbones 18th on the 17. 19th is Chris Edwards, and Tom White rounds out the top 20. Kira Williamson is in 21st, and Joseph O'Neill is in 22nd. We have a number of riders who have not quite made the grid, I believe. Jordan Smith, Brendan Allen, Darryl Willets, Hugh Jones, and Mick Lord are amongst them.
There's still plenty of riders, though, ready to take the start of this one. Get ready for plenty of action in this class. Ben Lucas to lead them away on the 84 bike. Oh, no, we've got a problem there. We've got a bike at the back that won't get started.
Lucas to the left of your picture on the 84. On the right, Aaron Walker.
Championship leader is Aaron Walker, so he'll be hoping for a good start. And is he going to have a go for the lead? Oh, and down! Down and off goes Chris Grieve is... Well, he goes off. Who was it who went down? As they work their way through the first hairpin. It was... was it Ben Lucas? Was it? It was our pole sitter. I thought it was, but just
Lucas.
I think Lucas went down there at the first corner. As they work their way through the bottom of the circuit, we'll confirm the order as they come around. It was indeed Lucas who went down. So disappointment for Lucas as they work their way down the hill to complete the first lap. Then drama already here in the Titan Bed Stock 160s.
And they come round to complete their first lap now. The order: Aaron Walker leads, Luke Westerman second, James Mostica, fantastic start for him. He's gained 4 places and up to third. Jamie Callan is in fourth, Phil Dickens holds fifth, and Nathan Summers is up as far as sixth. Chris Grieve lost out there, he's back down in seventh.
And I don't know if we have a replay of the start, but I didn't catch what caused Lucas to go down there. At the start, Aaron Walker leads both in turn. Oh, that's brilliant! Thank you, Luke. Ever the so Lucas gets away. Walker gets away well from second. Is there contact? Oh, does he just lose it on the wet stuff? That didn't look like contact to me.
Looks like he loses it to me.
And then Chris Grieve follows on to straight on at turn 1.
Either way, Walker comes round to complete the second lap. He is still followed by Westerman and Mostica. Cracking start from Mostica from 7th. He's right up there challenging for the lead now. That group of 3 at the front. We are watching James...
it's Jamie Callan.
Jamie Callan, sorry, in 4th place, who's kind of in a world of his own at the minute. Not quite battling for the top 3, and the pack behind him is some way back.
Yeah, there's this breakaway group of 3 riders at the front. Then Aaron Walker, your championship leader, Luke Westerman and James Mostica, 3 extremely accomplished riders in British mini bikes. They're just working their way through the Stuart S's towards the end of this lap. Jamie Callan, as you say, in a bit of a world of his own at the moment in 4th place. Already the field spreading as we pan to the battle at the front. There are your top 3 riders: Aaron Walker, Luke Westerman and James Mostica. And Mostica, as you say, Jacob, setting some amazing pace until just now. He had the fastest lap of the race, but Aaron Walker goes even better, a 55.397, trying to get a gap there. But Westerman and Mostica doing well to keep him honest.
Yeah, Walker pulled away from them slightly on that lap, and Mostica looked most likely to make something happen. However, Westerman is on it this lap and has closed that gap to Walker. This could go any way.
Absolutely. So already it looks like it's game on here in the British Mini Bike Stock 160 class. They've provided plenty of action throughout this year already. And as the circuit dries out here at Rowrah in Cumbria, we are looking good for a battle for the top three of this one, although Walker doing everything he can to break the toe of the other two. There are good battles happening further back as well. Make no mistake about that. Can see, who's that having a good battle just coming into shot there? I think that might be Phil Dickens and Steve Booth. Indeed it is Steve Booth chasing Phil Dickens. This is the battle over 6th place.
We're following them now on the stream.
Yep, fantastic action up the hill then. You can see the elevation change here, and that's what makes this such a popular track with so many riders. Steve Booth looking for any opportunity here. Is he close enough to have a look into Iredale's? Doesn't look like it. But hold station behind Phil Dickens. Good battle this. The top three continue to swap sector times, trying to get onto terms with each other. They've spread out a little bit such that this is pretty much the closest battle on track at the moment. Chris Edwards has just got past Richard Bork though.
You keep an eye on this one, Howard. I'll keep an eye on our leaders.
Oh, and down. Who was that? Is that Jamie Callan?
It's one of the two we were following, Howard. I just asked you to follow them.
Oh, well, it was as I was looking from the screen. It is Steve Booth. It is Steve Booth.
He's
Sorry, I was looking for any other close battles on the
timing.
timing.
Way from his bike as well.
His bike is
scattered across the track, and he's limping back over towards it.
So here are the replays. Was there contact? Oh, yeah. That froze just at the critical moment on our screens there, but it looked to me like there was a bit of a love tap at the back there. I wouldn't in any way personally put any blame towards Phil Dickens there. It looked just like a little tap, and Steve Booth at the side of the track clearly frustrated. We did see him go down in one of his qualifying sessions earlier. So issues for Steve Booth.
That looks to be the end of his race as Walker comes round to start lapping the first of the back markers.
I wouldn't say he looked terribly injured, but he was walking a little sheepishly there to the edge of the circuit, limping slightly, so maybe sitting this one out.
Yeah, slight gap at the front now. Westerman 3.3 seconds behind Walker at the turn of the lap. Mostica a further 2.5 down from Westerman.
We, though, are looking at Ben Klukas working his way back up the field. He's a man on the mission. He's just on that last lap got past Dan Shields and Aaron Howe. So keep an eye on the 84 here. Now hunting down Chris Edwards in the 23, who you just saw turning into hairpin 1. Klukas is on a recovery drive here.
Up to 10th already. That's impressive after just 6 laps.
Yeah, well, he's not actually scored too highly in the championship in this particular class, but he hasn't contested all of the rounds, and right now he is setting fantastic pace, is Klukas. As riders working their way down through the final part of the lap.
Where we've just seen Steve Booth go off. Coming around paddock now is number 27.
This is Dan Shields and Aaron Howe battling in for 11th place. So those are the two that Klukas overtook on the previous lap, and Klukas on that lap just got past Chris Edwards as well. So good battle happening here between Shields and Howe. Will Howe have a look at hairpin 2? Yes, he will. Oh, not quite. Not quite.
Good defensive riding from Shields.
Yeah. Well, yes. Or is he shutting the door very harshly? I'm sure if you're the rider behind, it always feels quite harsh. But good battle going on throughout the field. How's things at the front? Aaron Walker now has 5 seconds in hand at the front of this one.
Yeah, and a further 5 back to James Mostica from Westerman. in third. Klukas up to 8th now.
Yep, absolutely. He's just got past Richard Bork there, you can see, and he's now in pursuit of Nathan Summers on the 420 bike, heading into hairpin 2 now. So Klukas really powering forward here. He's had a personal best on that last lap of 56.972, which isn't on a par with our leaders. Aaron Walker on a 54.84, his fastest lap. So really setting the pace at the front. But Klukas definitely trying to make good on his incident at the start, which, as I say, as far as we could tell, we didn't see it from perhaps the best angle, but didn't to me look like he had contact. There may be the slightest of touches with Aaron Walker. The stewards will have had a better perspective. But here he is coming up through the first few, up through the chicane.
And he's going to be lining up another move momentarily. That, I believe, was a back marker, but Nathan Summers just has a quick look over his shoulder, sees Klukas is there. He's a lot closer than he was this time last lap, and heading up to the back of the track now. I'd imagine Klukas will be popping out to his right.
This for 7th place then. That is Aaron Walker. That's your race leader. Still setting impressive pace. Klukas didn't get the job done in that part of the lap, I can see, as they come down the hill, but he's going to try it now. So Klukas has got up to 7th place, excuse me, and will now, if he can break away from Nathan Summers, which he appears to be doing through the last part of the lap, he'll now get on to trying to catch Phil Dickens, who's some 3.5 seconds up the road. This man, though, Aaron Walker, current leader in the championship standings, setting impressive pace at the moment. What's this one going to be as he crosses the line? He did lap a bit of traffic on that one, but it was still a 55.292. So even working through traffic, he is faster than the majority of the field.
Yeah, Westerman cannot match it. He's 9.6 seconds down now. It's the last lap as well.
Absolutely. So Klukas hasn't got long on his recovery ride. Aaron Walker, though, well, he did have a good start. We don't think we saw contact with Klukas at the start there. I think it was just Klukas being on the wet stuff. So it was a great start from Aaron Walker, and he's controlled it brilliantly since then. Will weave his way down the hill. At the bottom of the hill there, he just has to work his way around paddock, and he will come round to take the checkered flag. Aaron Walker, championship leader in the Stock 160s, continues a fantastic run of form. He wins race 1 of round 8 here at Rowrah, and it will be the best part of 10 seconds before Luke Westerman, who's had a quiet race, but he will come home nonetheless to finish 2nd. Indeed he does, and then James Mostica we expect to come home in 3rd place. There goes Jamie Callan. He takes 4th, and then it will be Jake Whitaker in 5th. Phil Dickens finishes 6th, because I believe he has been able to stay ahead of Ben Klukas. Good ride from Klukas. That was a good recovery, considering had to be really on the pace to get himself up into the top 10 there. Nathan Summers finishes 8th, 9th for Richard Bork, Chris Grieve 10th, and then it's Chris Edwards, Aaron Howe, Daniel Shields, Mike Smallbones, Andrew Jones, Joseph O'Neill, Tom White, Ben Nixon, Kira Williamson, and Steve Booth we saw have that incident. Here's a recap of some of the highlights then. Here is that start. You can see Walker coming across there. Was that a touch? Was that a touch, Jacob?
We'd have to get it in slow-mo to
It's
tell.
it's not the right angle.
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think it was, but yeah, we need a different angle on that one. There is Steve Booth going down. That was a touch, but difficult to attribute blame. Looked very much, to me at least, like a racing incident. Here was some of the good battles between, this was, Dan Shields was involved in that battle, wasn't he? It was Phil Dickens at the time. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. That's Mike Smallbones of that battle. We did also see We did also see some good battling from Phil Dickens as well. But it was this man, Aaron Walker, who just took control of that one and rode a superb race. I will say provisionally, as we didn't have the best angle on that incident at the start, but race control did, and if there was anything untoward there, we will know about it. But good recovery ride from Ben Klukas, no matter what the cause of that incident.
Here we are then for the second race of our Pit Bike Stock 160 Championship. Pole position goes to Ben Klukas. Championship leader Aaron Walker lines up alongside him. Third place goes to third place in the championship, Luke Westerman. Chris Grieve is in fourth. Jamie Callan lines up in fifth place. Phil Dickens is in sixth. James Mostica starts in seventh place at the start of row 4. Richard Bourke is alongside him, and in ninth is the number 420, Nathan Summers. Rounding out our top 10 is Steve Booth, currently second place in the championship. He'll be looking to make an impression on the front two. Aaron Howe is 11th and 4th place in the championship, is 12th Ava Carter. Then we're followed in 13th place by Jake Whittaker. 14th is Jordan Grant. 15th place goes to Daniel Shields. And in 16th place, we have Andrew Jones. 17th, Ben Nixon lines up on the 185 bike, with Mike Smallbones, the number 17 bike, in 18th place. 19th is Chris Edwards. Tom White is 20th. Kira Williamson is 21st. Joseph O'Neill, 22nd. Jordan Smith, Brendan Allen, Darrell Willits, Hugh Jones, Mick Lord and Ben Lord all set no time in this one, and I don't believe will be lining up on the grid. So, once the grid graphic clears, we will see them all on the grid. Just a slight alteration to one bike at the back. Howard?
Yeah, so this was the race, of course, where we saw drama at the start earlier on with Ben Klukas going down, and it's an exact repeat of that grid. So how's it going to go this time? It's dry this time. Oh, we're not ready. There is an issue at the back. But this time it is not damp on the inside line. And we have seen some decent starts from pole position in the races so far since it's dried out. Eyes on the flag then, waiting for it to drop. Ben Klukas on the left, Aaron Walker on the right. It's a good start from grid third as well for Luke Westerman. But Ben Klukas this time, no trouble there. And it's actually balked Aaron Walker, and it's allowed Luke Westerman through. But is Walker going to come back at him? Yes, he is, into hairpin one. He's going to try up the inside. Westerman's going to try and hang on to it round the outside. And look out as well for the 51 of Phil Dickens. He's had a good start. But look at this to the front. That was brilliantly judged by Aaron Walker. Past Ben Klukas. And Luke Westerman now having a go at Klukas. Klukas is getting mugged here. And Westerman moves up to second place.
Brilliant move around the outside from Walker. Takes the lead expertly. And now Westerman through into second place. Walker, Westerman, Klukas, your order.
As they work their way down the hill, delighted to say it was a clean start as well, much cleaner than we had in this class earlier on. I can see Steve Booth is on the move as they come down the hill as well. There he is, with the red X on his helmet.
As through they come for the end of the first lap, Walker and Westerman, two out in front. Then there's a slight gap back to Klukas and Phil Dickens. Steve Booth, great start from him up to 5th place.
Yeah, brilliant start from Steve Booth. Takes Richard Bourke here, and there's more battling going on here. This is the likes of Nathan Summers and Jamie Callan. Jamie Callan there in the red and white. And that's a challenge from Jake Whittaker on Jamie Callan. He's going to hold on to it, but Whittaker's going to come back at him, and that's Whittaker past. And Whittaker now, in fact, he's done 2 of them, because I think he's got past Nathan Summers as well. So fantastic stuff here. And then there's that's Richard Bourke we just saw defending from Jake Whittaker there. We're back at the front.
To the battle for the lead, it's Walker and Westerman. Westerman right on Walker's tail now.
Yeah, absolutely. Fastest lap of the race from Luke Westerman. He's going to have a look at the inside. But Aaron Walker's going to hold his line and hold on to it. The Westerman here looking strong. Into Iredales they go. And onto the back straight. This is where both of them were on the move in the first lap. Westerman looks strong down the straight, but I don't think he's going to have enough advantage to bring the move home at the bottom of the circuit. They'll now head down the hill. They've broken away, it has to be said, from the rest of the field. Ben Klukas having a battle with Phil Dickens behind for third. Oh, and onto the runoff goes Walker there. He's not going to want to do that too much. But here we go. Do you know what? For for one of the first times today, we've got a proper, full-on battle for the lead here. Aaron Walker leads Luke Westerman across the line by 0.125 of a second.
Yeah, we've not a bad battle on for third and fourth either, as Klukas and Dickens are very close together.
Jamie Callan's got past Jake Whittaker on that last lap. Still a good battle from sixth downwards, led by Richard Bork. As I say, Jamie Callan, Jake Whittaker, Nathan Summers and Daniel Shields all in that pack, but we've got to keep our eyes here on the battle for the lead. Aaron Walker, the championship leader, with Luke Westerman right on his tail.
Only a tenth between them at the end of that last lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and this is critical.
It's not going to be too much between them as they cross the line again this time now. Let's have a look at what that gap is at. It's refreshed to 0.3 of a second, but Westerman is very close going into the first hairpin. He looks up the inside, thinks better of it this time.
Now here's the thing, can Westerman catch Walker for... and they're side by side for the lead of the race, but Walker's going to have the inside line into the Iredale's hairpin. Can Westerman get a cutback out of the corner? He's got a wheel alongside. He's going to have the inside line. He's going for it for the lead of the race. We cut away, but Westerman has got the job done going down the hill. And there is the race lead change. Westerman got it done up the inside of the bottom of the circuit. Beautiful move. And Westerman's out in front ahead of Walker. Klukas and Dickens still battling over third.
Yeah, well executed that, Howard. Got the inside line going down the back straight and made it stick down the back of the track.
Change for the lead confirmed then as they cross onto a new lap. Steve Booth, the second place man in the championship, currently fifth on the road. Luke Westerman sits third in the championship, but to be honest, he's going to need a few dramas for his rivals to get onto terms, but he's obviously, in leading this race, doing the best that he possibly can. Ben Klukas and Phil Dickens on screen. This is your battle for third, as you see the battle for first flash through there, coming away from hairpin 2. Ben Klukas has just pulled out a little bit, it looks to me, in this first sector on Phil Dickens, but generally the pattern has been that Dickens is keeping him very, very honest. We look back here to the battle between Richard Bork, Jake Whittaker and Jamie Callan. I believe, no, we're not. We're further back than that, aren't we?
Yes, it's the 104 of Andrew Jones.
Yep,
the lead of this one, Howard.
Yep, absolutely. So it's Andrew Jones, Chris Edwards and Mike Smallbones. You're absolutely right. Apologies to those. The reason I got them mixed up though is because Bork, Whittaker and Callan and Nathan Summers are having a fantastic battle out there. Once again, battling going all the way through.
Now.
Yeah, here they are. So there is Callan on the back of Whittaker, who in turn is on the back of Richard Bork. This is for 6th place. As the battle for third is just separated a little bit for now between Klukas and Dickens.
Yeah, Westerman's got seconds gap at front. Klukas has something similar back to Dickens.
Yeah. So we're looking at this bunch. You can see just at the bottom of your shot was the other battle that we first focused on, the Andrew Jones, Chris Edwards and Mike Smallbones battle. Plenty of stuff going on throughout the field here. Race number 2 of round 8. This is your Alpha Live production, live streamed coverage of the British mini bikes, as we have had the pleasure of doing throughout the year. And we're in the second set of races of the day, and the stock 160s are, as ever, putting on a fantastic show in the Titan Beds stock 160 class.
Yep, still a gap from Westerman back to Walker. Still a gap from Klukas back to Dickens. top 4 comfortable where they are at the minute.
But someone who's not very comfortable is Callan. He's got Nathan Summers having a look. Not Nathan Summers, sorry. This is Jake Whittaker having a look at him. And Callan has got past Whittaker then in the first part of the lap, but Whittaker's come back at him. Callan's going to have the inside line though. Who's going to come out tops on this one? It's Callan for now, but Whittaker does have the pace to come back at him down the hill. Stays as you were, but these two are swapping position every lap. I'm happy to say that now that the weather's improved, there are a lot more friends and family lining the viewing areas here.
Still a bit nippy.
It's a bit nippy. It's
bit of a win.
We're a little way off t-shirt and shorts weather. Nevertheless,
I think that time of year's gone now, Howard.
Yeah, I think I've got to accept it.
It's time to bring out the autumn collection.
It is. We're looking, that was Kira Williamson we just saw, and that's the 84 Ben Klukas putting a lap on Kira. Klukas running very much sort of in quiet air here in third place.
There's a hell of a gap, Howard, between first and second, and Klukas in third.
Yeah, it's
nearly 20 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are in a league of their own up there, Westerman and Walker.
It was the battling between Klukas and Dickens, I think, that started opening up that gap. And the pace of Westerman and Walker has been just something else. It's 3 seconds now, the advantage that Westerman has.
Yeah, he's currently cutting through some back markers down the hill at the back of the track.
Yep, absolutely. Through the left-hander before paddock. There's Steve Booth. Just 1.8 seconds ahead of the battle that we were looking at, which Jamie Callan is currently now leading ahead of Bork and Whittaker in the battle over 6th.
Yeah, if anything, Westerman's losing a little bit of time, and yet back down underneath 3 seconds goes that gap. Walker has 3 back markers to navigate though.
2 laps remaining of this one. If you were betting, you'd put your money on Westerman, although your odds wouldn't win you that much because he's in the best position to win this one.
Yeah, I think we're about to pick him up on the stream. There's Walker.
That was optimistic. He's coming down the hill now.
Yes.
And going left before paddock. Here he is.
That's what we're after. Walker, as you can see, has made his way through. That was him.
It was, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's number 7. Who is not Westerman.
I think it is.
Okay. Finally, we're on Luke Westerman. No, we've got someone dressed in black, as the director is calling for. However, it's not the man dressed in black that we're after.
It's not. Sorry, the producers.
Chris is, how do we say it, at the end of his tether, should we say? It is him. Now we're being told that is Luke Westerman.
I think he's got a different number on the front of the bike to the side is what's causing the confusion.
Okay. Yes, it is Luke Westerman.
We're going to go with the classic thing of looking out for the checkered flag. Let's go with that one.
He's got the last lap.
The checkered flag is.
Yes.
We're on the last lap. Checkered flag is ready, and there it is. That's Luke Westerman coming across the line. The camera guys did have the right guy. He just had a different number on the bike to what they were all looking out for. So there we go. Which meant we had him in shot for most of the time. Luke Westerman wins ahead of Aaron Walker. Ben Klukas is going to come home in third, but he's going to be a long way back from these guys.
Half a minute, wow.
Half a minute. That's going to be one of the bigger gaps we've seen of the day. It was good battling at the start between Walker and Westerman, but in the end, Westerman got past with a beautiful move at the bottom of the lap and then was able to hold on. Ben Klukas, there you go, does come across the line. Phil Dickens in 4th, Steve Booth in 5th. And then it's going to be a wait and see, but it looks to me like it'll be Richard Bork. It is Richard Bork has crossed the line. So Richard Bork finishes 6th, 7th for Jake Whittaker, 8th for Nathan Summers, 9th for Jamie Callan, 10th for Dan Shields. Chris Edwards finishes 11th, And then it's Andrew Jones, Mike Smallbones. They had a good battle all the way through the race. Joseph O'Neill, Jordan Grant, Ben Nixon, Tom White and Kira Williams.